Hello everyone, welcome back to Mohana Astrology. Rajshri here. I'm hoping that you all are doing well and gearing up for the festivities that's upcoming now in the month of October. Wishing you all a very happy Navratri, Durga Puja and Dashera in advance. Let's now see what to expect in the month of October for all 12 moon signs. So before I go ahead with the transit analysis, I would like to request you all to subscribe to my channel. Please like my videos and share it if you like them. Let's now see what's in the store for all of us in the sky in the month of October. Please note that all the times are as per Indian Standard Time. A lot of change, really a lot of change, big, huge energy shift is happening in the month of October. The big events are Jupiter and Saturn are going direct. Jupiter is going direct on 18th of October. Saturn is going direct before that, that's 11th of October. Then three planets, that's Mercury, Jupiter and Saturn, are retrograde till 11th of October. Then Rahu is changing nakshatra. Rahu is moving to Krittika nakshatra on 5th of October as per mean calculations. On 2nd of October, Venus joins Ketu in the sign of Scorpio. On the same date, retrograde Mercury goes back to the Mool Trikon sign of Virgo. Sun enters his debilitation sign Libra on 17th of October, and there he comes under Saturn's aspect. Sun in the first half receives Jupiter's aspect, by the way. And on 18th, Mercury turns direct in Virgo, as I mentioned earlier, I guess. And till 22nd, Mars remains in Virgo and receives Jupiter's benefic aspect. Then Mars moves to Libra on 22nd October and loses Jupiter's aspect and comes under Saturn's aspect. In turn, Mars also is aspecting Saturn from Libra. Venus goes to Sagittarius on 30th of October. A couple of planets are combust in October, which is Mars and Mercury. Mars remains combust for the entire month and Mercury remains combust from 4th of October till early morning of 16th of October. Mind that while calculating the combustion, when Mercury is retrograde, the distance is actually 12 degrees from the Sun, not the usual 14 degrees. To sum up the above, three planets are retrograde. Mars and Mercury combust. Mars and Sun are receiving Saturn's aspect. Mars, Saturn are in mutual aspect. Venus is with Ketu, and Rahu changing its sign to, Rahu changing its nakshatra to a nakshatra which is owned by Sun. All these are actually a lot to take in October. So there is a huge shift in the whole planetary energy, and that's of course going to impact us. These shifting energies are quite volatile and quite it can create a lot of aggression as well. It can induce conflict as well. And that can actually happen throughout the month. It's not that only for a particular period of time some change is happening and then the rest of the month is quite calm and quiet. That is not in October at all. So overall, this month looks quite restless and quite eventful, I would say. In October, there are quite a few days when we need to be a little careful. I would just, read out these dates for you. That is number 1, 5th and 6th October, when Sun and Mars and retrograde Mercury will be in Virgo and Moon is going to join them there. As per Kalpurush chart, this can actually trigger some kind of aggression, conflict, and miscommunication. But there is one good thing, that is Jupiter is aspecting the entire combination. So there will be some kind of calming effect as well. Secondly, 9th and 10th October and a few days before and after that. On 9th, Sun, retrograde Mercury, Mars, all three are coming in the same degree. They are forming exact conjunction. And that's at 21 degree of Virgo. On 10th, Venus and Ketu will form again exact conjunction. And this can be, and at the same time, Moon is going to pass over them. So this can be a highly stressful time for relationships. It can trigger some kind of health issues or, vehicular accidents for some. And in general, people with, mental health problems or with depressive tendencies can feel a little low during these days. You need to be a slightly more careful. Take care, don't be alone, be with your friends, be with your close people. And once this energy actually dissociates, then you will find that the life is much better. Thirdly, time after 22nd of October. What is happening during that time? Sun is already debilitated and Mars is coming and joining him in the sign of Libra and being aspected by Saturn. In return, Mars is also aspecting Saturn back. Sun and Mars, these two planets are the planets of our immunity, of our energy, and our ability to fight back and dispel anything negative. Now, when these two are actually under Saturn's aspect, we need to be slightly careful regarding diseases. There can be spread of or increase of disease during this time. So when you enjoy the festivities, be careful of your health, of your well-being. Do not venture out too much. That's my personal request, of course. Let's now find out what's in store for all 12 moon signs, and we'll be more interested in that to know about our own selves. And if you want a consultation from me, please reach me at mohanaastrology@gmail.com. You can also visit my website www.mohanaastrology.com. You will find all the information there as well. Coming back to the predictions for 12 moon signs, please note that your Mahadasha and Antardasha plays the major role, and then comes the transit. And of course, don't forget your own karmic footprints. All these constitutes the result. This is a highly generic overall result that I am outlining for all of you. Enjoy. Aries moon sign. In October, most of the planets are placed very favorably for you. Till 22nd October, your sign Lord Mars is well placed in your 6th house. Then Mars is going to move to Libra, which is your 7th house. Although Mars is combust the entire month, Jupiter's aspect on Mars is providing strength. Overall, till 22nd, you will have an edge over your competitors. You will do very well in your profession, be it employment, independent profession, or business. There is a possibility of promotion or a better new job for some of you. Good inflow of money will also be there. If you are fighting a lawsuit or appearing in any competitive exams, chances of favorable results are high for you. Your health, energy, and stamina are also going to be good. Mercury and Sun are going to further support these positive results. There may be gain in property matters as well. Venus's transit in the 8th house is normally great for money and gain and property, but presence of Ketu there can create disturbances or disconnect in the married life and in romantic relations. But of course, you're not going to experience this the entire month. There are certain dates where you need to be a little bit more careful. I'll discuss that later, a little bit later. Now, in the second half, things can get a bit challenging for you. There can be loss of mental peace or some professional worries. Be careful of business partners. Your health will need attention in the second half, particularly after 22nd October. This is a very good month for spiritual practices. You need to be careful in all matters, including your relationship matters, on 9th October and a couple of days before and after. Please refer back to the important dates that I have discussed in the general analysis section just a while ago so that you know when to be careful in October. Taurus. Your sign lord Venus is under great stress this month. Till 2nd, Venus will be in your 6th house of conflicts, aspected by Saturn. And on 2nd, Venus moves to your 7th house where Ketu is placed currently. Then at the fag end of the month, Venus goes to your 8th house. You need to be extra careful about your health, well-being and mental stress in October, particularly on 10th October and a couple of days before and after. There can be some issues related to the reproductive or urinary systems. For some of you, injuries or surgeries cannot be ruled out as well. Now, please refer back to the important dates that I have discussed in the general analysis section to know when you need to be careful in October. And this month, Jupiter is providing constant support to you. Jupiter alone can mitigate a lot of negative energy that is there in October. The first half of the month can give worries related to your children. Professional troubles and competition can resurface this month. One thing you can be sure that nothing is going to go out of hands because of Jupiter's aspect. And on the second half, when Sun moves to Libra, it can bring some respite for you. But however, do not expect huge relief because Sun is not only debilitated here, but also is under Saturn's aspect. The same goes for Mars. Try to avoid arguments with female relatives or friends or colleagues at work. Try to shelve investment plans for some better times in future. Avoid travel if you can. Be very careful of conflicts in the married life. Your wife's health can also cause worry. Guru's blessings can help you to tide over all the challenges of this month. This is a wonderful month for meditation and spirituality. Gemini. Your sign lord Mercury is re-entering Virgo, which is your 4th house on 2nd October and will remain there till end of the month. This is a very nice transit of Mercury for you, but we also have to note that Mercury will be combust between 4th and very early morning of 16th of October. However, do not worry because Jupiter's aspect is going to remove all obstacles and help you to gain the maximum benefit this month. The first half is looking excellent for you. Your income and financial position will improve. Students who are appearing for competitive exams will do very well as well. And professional life looks good. Property related matters can give gain. Mental stress remains there the entire month though. Some worry or additional stress related to profession may build up in the second half of the month. You need to work diligently, otherwise the seniors may not like it. Competition at work will also increase. At home, avoid arguments with all family members, particularly with your spouse and children. Spouse's health may also need attention. Saturn's aspect on the planets in Libra in the second half is actually asking you to be responsible at work, also in the matters of children and in love. Reckless or high risk investments should be avoided completely. Try to keep a tab on your expenses. Avoid travel this month unless it's absolutely necessary. Drive carefully, do not ignore any health related discomfort. Overall, remain a bit careful and calm on 9th and a couple of days before and after. To know when and why you need to be careful on certain dates in October, refer back to the general analysis section in the beginning of this video. Cancer. At the beginning of October, Moon is placed in your first house. This month, quite a few planets are placed favorably for you. The first half of the month looks better than the second half. And Jupiter's aspect on the success giving planets is also giving additional boost. Good professional progress will be there. There may be promotions or increments for you at the workplace. Your confidence and energy level will be high in the first half particularly, but in the second half you need to pay attention to your health. Restlessness in the heart or mental anxiety will be there. In the second half, you need to keep your cool and develop patience. Additional workload may increase your stress level, and maintaining cordiality with your spouse is of paramount importance since two of the malefics are transiting your house of domestic peace. Saturn is also aspecting this house, and Venus is conjunct with Ketu. So, more attention you pay to keep the cordiality, the better. Jupiter is placed favorably in your 7th house of spouse and partners, but receives obstruction in giving the full positive results. Venus is placed wonderfully in the 5th house, creating possibilities for romance, children, good income from speculative investments, and overall happiness. However, you need to be a bit careful regarding these matters around 9th and 10th. Because Venus is forming exact conjunction with Ketu. And Rahu is providing good support to you this month, promising better times, monetary gains, and social status. Leo. Your sign lord Sun is placed in your 2nd house in the first half of October, and Jupiter is aspecting. In the second half, Sun is moving to your 3rd house in Libra, where he is not only debilitated but also is aspected by Saturn. Overall, planetary transits are indicating mixed results for you in October. Your professional front is getting long-term support from Venus, Jupiter, and Rahu, promising good things for you. New opportunities are likely to open up after 11th of October. The first half of the month is more suitable for income and asset development. Your communication ability is going to bring you success at work. In the second half, some promising development may happen in the workplace, but it will take some time to fructify for you. The results may not come this month. Responsibility and workload will also be high. Try to avoid conflicts at workplace. In the second half, you need to take care of your health. This month, Venus is very well placed for you, promising monetary gain, property gain, buying vehicles, and domestic happiness. But we should not forget that Venus is also conjunct with Ketu. Therefore, we need to be extremely careful on 9th and 10th and a few days before and after these two dates. Drive carefully. Regarding health, I suggest not to ignore any issues at all. Spouse's health or married life in general can cause worry. Mother's health may also need attention. Your expenses can shoot up in October. To know when and why you need to be careful on certain dates in October, refer back to the general analysis section in the beginning of this video. Virgo. Your sign lord Mercury is re-entering your sign on 2nd October and will remain there till end of the month. Mercury will be combust between 4th and very early morning of 16th of October. with Mercury, Sun, and Mars are also there in your first house, and all of them will have Jupiter's aspect on them. In general, it is not a great transit for you. October can bring worries and financial stress. Health can cause problems. Be careful of injuries and accidents as well. High expenditure can make your finances a little bit off balance. You need to be extra careful in communication with others. As I mentioned earlier, the good part is Jupiter's aspect will be there on your first house and will help to remove all obstacles and will minimize the negative results in the first half of the month. Jupiter is also well placed in the fifth house and due to retrogression is quite powerful as well. This helps in stabilizing the financial situation for you. Your children will do well. If it applies to you, there may be birth of a child as well. Venus in your third house is well placed, but receives obstacles in giving results. Therefore, as far as having a social life, creativity, and new initiatives are concerned, you will get moderate results. Married life will need some attention. Regarding health and also regarding married life, be a bit extra cautious on 9th and 10th October and a few days before and after. Please refer back to the important dates that I have discussed in the general analysis section to know when you need to be more careful in October. The first half looks better for you than the second half. Libra. October begins with your sign lord Venus being placed in your first house for a couple of days and then moves to your second house. At the fag end of the month, Venus goes to your third house. Venus in second house is a wonderful transit for you, promising good times, but association with Ketu can cause worry. Saturn is also aspecting your own sign. Other planets are also indicating that you should pay utmost attention to your health and well-being in October, particularly on 10th and a few days before and after. To know when and why you need to be careful on certain dates in October, please refer back to the general analysis section in the beginning of this video. High expenses and financial instability can cause mental worry and anxiety. Try to avoid conflicts with your spouse. Maintain cordiality with your friends. There may be chances of travel or going to a far off place, but the results may not be as expected. Try to maintain your calm and meditate to gain some mental strength. Overall, October looks quite challenging for you. But also remember that these are transiting planets. If you are running a favorable Mahadasha or Antardasha, you need not worry much. Scorpio. Till 22nd October, your sign lord Mars is well placed in your 11th house. Then Mars is going to move to Libra, which is your 12th house. Mars is combust the entire month. But Jupiter's aspect on Mars is helping to overcome the negativity and obstacles. In October, most of the planets are placed favorably for you. The first half of the month looks very promising. Sun, Mars, Mercury are transiting through your 11th house, which can give boost to the professional and financial matters. Chances of promotion or a new, better job is on the cards. There can be increment as well. Investments are going to yield good results. Your children will do well. There will be profit in the business. Your friends and social connections can prove to be very helpful in financial gain. Actually, money will come from multiple sources. If you had taken new initiatives earlier but were not able to give some solid form to it so far, these will now fructify. You will confidently take on any competition and get ahead. There can be marriage prospects for the eligible. You just need to be careful around 9th and 10th of this month. Try to avoid any financial dealings or conflicts during these two dates. If you have strained relation with your spouse, you should be a bit more careful. And please refer back to the important dates that I have discussed in the general analysis section to know when you need to be careful in October and why you should be careful. The second half, on the contrary, can be a bit challenging. Health issues and mental anxiety can bother you. Try to avoid any conflict with your spouse. Try to curtail high expenditure. Sagittarius. Your sign lord Jupiter is in Capricorn in your second house and is retrograde till 18th of October. On 18th, Jupiter is going to turn direct. Jupiter's placement is highly favorable for you, but Jupiter receives obstructions in giving full results. However, there is nothing to worry because Jupiter's debilitation is being cancelled and Sun, Mercury, Venus are also in excellent position for you. Mars will also support you after 22nd, and Sun's debilitation and Saturn's aspect in the second half may reduce the good results to some extent, but you should try to leverage the planetary gifts in the first half of the month. So overall, October will prove to be a very beneficial month for your profession and financial position. Chances of promotion, higher social and professional status are very likely. One thing you need to be careful of, and that is not to get into any kind of conflicts with anyone at work, particularly around 9th and 10th October. Know more about which dates you need to be careful of and why in the general analysis section at the beginning of this video. Your health remains good in October. Some dip may be felt in the second half. Venus in your 12th house not only promises wealth and materialistic comfort, it also gives sensual enjoyments. There may be a trip to a foreign country for some of you, and a lot of expenditure can happen as well. Be a bit careful of your belongings since there are chances of losing them, or theft can also be there. The month is good for spirituality. Capricorn. Your moon sign Lord Saturn is going to turn direct in your sign on 11th of October. And Jupiter is also placed in your sign and will go direct on 18th. Venus is supporting you greatly this month. The only catch is Venus is conjunct with Ketu. Venus promises success in your undertakings. You will receive support of friends and financial situation is going to improve. But you will feel dissatisfied with all that is happening. There can be some dissatisfaction in the married life too. Deals related to land, property, and vehicles can give profit. In the second half of the month, Sun will be favorably placed in the 10th house, but at the same time will be weak and will receive Saturn's aspect. This means this month you will have professional growth after you put in a lot of hard work, and there may be some delay or interruptions in getting the results. But the results will definitely come. Try your best to avoid all kinds of conflicts with the seniors at work, and government related issues may also bother you. Not all of you, but for some of you it may actually cause some kind of concern. And you need to deal with it without getting into any kind of conflict. Some financial worries will persist, expenditure will be high. Try to cut down all unnecessary expenditure. At home, try to maintain cordiality with your father as well as with your spouse. Some worries related to children will also be there. Health will require attention this month. Try to resort to spirituality, meditation, and prayers. This will help you a lot to overcome your anxiety or any negativity in thoughts that you may be experiencing. Refer back to the important dates that I have discussed in the general analysis section to know when you need to be careful in October. Aquarius. Your sign lord Saturn is going to turn direct in 11th of October in your 12th house of expenditure, foreign connections and spirituality. Jupiter is going to turn direct on 18th October in the same house. Position of Sun and Mars are indicating health issues for you. Be careful of injuries or accidents as well. If it applies to you, there are possibilities of surgery this month. However, Jupiter is also aspecting, let's not forget that. Therefore, nothing will turn very serious, at least in the first half of the month. In the second half, you need to be a little bit more careful. At work, some amount of opposition may be felt, and you need to be careful of false allegations or false charges against you. Unnecessary and unexpected expenses will also be there. You may be troubled by the seniors at work or by the government. Try to avoid disputes with your spouse. Amongst all these adversities, Mercury is providing very good support to you throughout the month. Your decision-making ability will be very sound, particularly after 18th of October. A lot of wisdom and practicality will be there in you, and you are likely to overcome all difficulties with your wise decisions. Mercury will also help you to overcome oppositions and excel in career. Excellent time is going on for spiritual seekers. To know why and when you need to be careful on certain dates in October, refer back to the general analysis section in the beginning of this video. Pisces. Your sign lord Jupiter is turning direct in your 11th house of gain on 18th of October, but is also receiving obstruction. Saturn in the 11th house is turning direct on 11th of October. This month you can expect good gain from profession and also from your investments. Promotions and higher posts with more responsibility are foreseen. At the same time, there will be high competition or opposition at work. Your social reputation will grow. You will connect with new people as well. Your entrepreneurial initiatives, which were not going anywhere, will start giving results now. And there are chances of a legal issue getting resolved. Foreign journeys are also on the cards, at least for some of you. You may also go to visit a religious place, and this will bring mental peace for you. Your expenses will increase. You are likely to spend good amount of money on charity or on spiritual activities. There is a possibility of an auspicious ceremony at home. Health-wise, you need to be a little bit careful. Do not ignore any issues related to stomach or injuries or surgeries as well. Your spouse's health can also cause concern. Try to maintain cordiality in relationships with your spouse and with your children. A planned travel with friends and relatives can bring happiness for you. Spiritually, you will be very sound this month. Please refer back to the important dates that I have discussed in the general analysis section to know when you need to be careful and why you need to be careful in October. Thank you so much for viewing my video and listening to the predictions. Hope you all liked it. If you have, give me a thumbs up, share and subscribe. That helps me a lot. Thank you so much. May God bless us all.